hey, they're stuck. And I was like, excuse me, what did you just say? And she said, they're not moving. There is no movement and they're still hanging there. Hey guys, welcome back to China. We are so sorry that we haven't been uploading new vlogs for you guys, but we are excited to get back and show you what we've been up to this summer. So the first clip that you saw, the start of this vlog, was us at a theme park about 2 hours away from Chongqing. So David, tell us why we ended up at that theme park.
Okay, so it's a theme park. I don't remember the name of it, but it's right here. Again, it's about a 2-hour drive from Chongqing. Long story short, since moving to China, I've really missed what I used to do back home. Some of the more extreme sports, if you want to call it. Growing up, I used to ride bikes and skateboard, snowboard, did some skydiving, even learning to fly and flying small planes. Stephanie as well rode dirt bikes growing up. That was just kind of her livelihood. Coming to China, you can't really do a bunch of that.
No.
I was going through WeChat one day, and there's a group out of Chengdu, a group of expats, and they do all these fun activities every once in a while. And there's a competition, more of a contest actually, to sign up. And if you win, you could go basically do a base jump off of a cliff here at the theme park. And they do it once a year, I believe. So I signed up. I sent in a little video of myself about why I want to do it, and we did it. We went out there, and this theme park, they have basically everything that's related to heights. Like they have that little ladder bridge you could walk across. They have a rope swing. They have all kinds of crazy things.
Yep.
After I won, I saw this clip, which I'm going to show you now, of this guy running across, and this should have told me, no, I shouldn't have done it. But I wanted to do it anyway, and we're going to talk about that.
My faith in this jump was, went way downhill after that. So I was nervous to say the least, and wasn't too excited. But I supported David, and I knew he wanted to do this, and I knew he'd been missing adventure and just something that just challenges him. And this jump did, and I could see that he really needed that. So we loaded up the car. We got a driver for the day, which was really cool. So we got to figure out how to do that, and we met this really awesome guy here in Chongqing, and he was able to drive us the 2 hours up into the mountains, and it was a beautiful drive. We left early in the morning that day, and we got to just drive up into the mountains. I mean, this theme park is like built off the side of a mountain, and it was just exquisite. It was just lush, and just being in the Chinese forest and wilderness, it was really beautiful. And so we were happy to get to see that. So
the first thing, we get to the park, and I meet the other expats. They came in from Chengdu, and all very great people, very, very nice people. And we had to do a medical exam first, just to make sure the blood pressure was good, and we didn't have any heart issues. They did a ECG, so they hooked up our suction cups to our chest. And so past that was all good. And then people started jumping. There's basically a long line, lots of people jumping that day. There were probably a good 20 or 30 people that jumped before I did, one after the other, and everything was going great. So anyway, I had Stephanie find a good position to go film in, and went up to the podium, and it so happens that I was going to jump with another guy, two guys on one rope, and got harnessed up and everything, and basically they have you make a little speech, why are you doing it? There's cameras there, there's a lady with a microphone who spoke English, and we'll get back to that part in a second, but we go up and we get harnessed up, and this guy is telling me all this stuff that we should and shouldn't do when we jump off, but it's all in Chinese, and I don't know what he's saying. So I kind of just figure we hope for the best and see what happens.
That's so you.
Yeah. So I get up to the edge of this cliff, or the platform rather, and I'm just excited. I'm ready just for this rush, and so we jump, and it was it was surreal. I've done skydiving and stuff before, but to be that close to the terrain is pretty fun. And I remember, so we jump and then we do this big swing, and it was surreal. I had a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I did it. So the next part wasn't so great. Basically, we swing, me and this other guy, and then we come to a stop. And I look up, he's about 20 feet above me on the rope. This guy from Australia, really, really nice guy. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, that was fun, huh? And I look at my watch and note the time. And we sit there for another about 5 or 10 minutes, and we're thinking, man, we're not going down at all. And at this point, we're hanging above the ground, maybe 200 or 300 feet, maybe even higher. And I mean, on the bottom, it's just jagged rocks and a waterfall and everything. Another 20 minutes go by, and we're like, is that normal? Like, is this... Nobody could talk to us. I don't have my phone on me, obviously. My watch doesn't work. I'm too far from my phone for my watch to get any communication. And we start to see people up on the cliff. We could see little people gathering, a crowd gathering with their phones, taking video or pictures. And we're thinking that can't be good.
No.
Okay, so another 20 minutes go by. We've been up on this rope for about 45 minutes now, and we're thinking, man, this is not normal. Something's not right. Nobody can communicate with us what's going on. And we look up at the sky bridge. I'll show you the sky bridge here. And at the very end of it, there was a rope attached to it, which is what we were hanging from. And there's a guy who gets all rigged up, and he rappels down. Mm-hmm. And we're thinking that can't be good. I mean, this is not what they did for the other people.
No. What's
supposed to happen is we jump, and then they lower us down onto the platform at the bottom. So anyway, this guy comes down, and he doesn't speak English. We don't speak Chinese, so we don't know what's going on. All we could see is that he pulls out scissors from his pocket, and we're hanging by 2 ropes. And he starts cutting one of them, just cutting it, and the rope actually it cut pretty easily. Like it was surprising, But at that point, we get a little bit scared. We don't know what's going on, and he's not telling us. Nobody's telling us. And he cuts the rope, and that was the rope that was jammed in the mechanism. And then we do a little bit of a free fall, and then we stop. And at that point, I'm thinking that's the end. That's it. Yeah. In the meantime, just hanging there, you can see that by this picture here. The harness is cutting off our circulation to our legs, so I can't feel my legs anymore. I try kind of hanging upside down to kind of alleviate my legs. Yeah. So it's and getting sunburned. It's hot. It's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Such a hot day, yeah.
And so eventually the thing gets unjammed. We get down to the bottom, and we get onto the platform, and we're supposed to land on our feet, but we kind of just landed and fell over because we couldn't hold ourselves up after our legs fell asleep. Yeah. There was another expat there, very nice guy. He gave us some water. He kind of helped us up and made sure we're okay. There's an ambulance there. We didn't really need anything, but they just wanted to make sure we were okay. After a couple minutes, our legs were fine. But the whole time, what I was worried about was Stephanie and the kids. I couldn't see if they were up there watching us or what was going through their head. And come to find out, they didn't get any communication from anybody during the whole 45 minutes of what was going on. And so I was worried about them. And again, I couldn't call them. I couldn't talk to them until I'd come all the way back up to the top. So tell us what that was like for you.
Well, I guess you've heard David's account of hanging there and what went through his head and all the emotions that he went through. But for us up there, after I got done filming David, we were on the other side of the park getting a different kind of angle of the video of him jumping off and swinging into the ravine, which was really cool. But just even that for me, I wasn't able to go to the sky bridge that you'll see where the rope, where he was hanging off of, just because it was terrifying. Like, it's so scary to stand on that, and there was no way I was getting up there. So first of all, thank you to the man who did end up rappelling off of that thing and going down to David and saving him, because and the other guy, because I don't know how he was able to even take a foot off that. Even if you have a rope on that, it was just incredibly scary. So anyway, I'm across the ravine getting video of him doing the jump, which is really awesome, and it all went great like we said. And I was filming, I was shaking so bad I had to stabilize my hand against the wall that I was right up next to, because I was so scary. I mean, it's just straight off, and it's not exactly like totally safe as what I'm used to, I guess I should say. There's like openings in the ledge, and like the glass staircase walking up, there's just holes through it, and I mean, it's just sheer off. So I am trembling, trying just to steady my hand, filming him. So when he was done, I was ready to walk down and get off onto solid ground instead of being on the staircase filming him. So that all went great. He was swinging and he was there, and I assume at that point, like every other jump, he'll be lowered down, and then I'm gonna walk across and meet him at the platform where they had begun their jump. And so I get the girls and we go back and we walk around, and I get up to the platform, and I'm just assuming like all of that's taking place and that he's getting bussed back up there. And I start speaking to the lady who's in charge of the expat and running this group, and we're just talking, and she's all like, oh man, maybe next year you should jump with him. And I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Yeah. And we were having a great conversation and just catching up about all the rest of the jumps that were coming. And at that point, one of the other expats, a really nice gal, came over and said, hey, they're stuck. And I was like, excuse me, what did you just say? And she said, they're not moving. There's no movement, and they're still hanging there. And I'm like, what? I thought he was getting in the van to come back up, and I'm just freaking out. And so we run over to the edge and we look, and sure enough, they're just swinging in a circle, still hanging out there. And I'm like, what is going on? And like David said, there's no communication. Nobody's here saying, okay, we're gonna do this, and this, and it's no worries, we're gonna have a plan. No, nobody's saying anything. There's no plan. There's nobody. I don't even know who's in charge to like speak to them. And so we just keep talking and trying to figure out stuff, and I'm freaking out. And the girls, bless their hearts, have been waiting so patiently through this whole process, and they have no idea what's going on. And they're just saying, you know, why is Dad taking forever? You know, they want to go down and ride some rides that were there at the park that were for the kids. And so I end up just having to walk away because there's nothing I can do, no one to talk to, and they're done at this point, you know. So we walk away and we go down and get something to eat and drink, and I'm trying to keep them busy, but I'm like almost passing out at this point. I'm about ready to throw up. I have like severe stomach problems, and I had problems like standing up straight because I'm just thinking, this is it, you know. There's no way to go up, and there's no way to go down. I mean, there's not even if somebody came to rescue them, there's no way they could reach them. They're so in the middle of here and at the bottom, and they're just right there. And so there's no way. I'm thinking, how are they going to do this? So it was the end for me there. I really thought there's no way.
And you know, myself and the other guy on the rope, we were pretty calm throughout the whole experience, but it did go through my mind, what if something happens and I fall to the bottom and Stephanie and the kids are watching? So
that was part of my thought. Yeah, I didn't think, I don't want the girls to see that, and honestly, I didn't want to see that. So I walk down at that point and I get them occupied, get their minds going, get them, you know, get some food and some drinks, and then they wanted to ride rides. So I let them do that. I get them on a ride, and then I run back up and I keep checking. But David was saying, like, I kept looking for you, and I'm like, we couldn't stand there and see, because in the mass of crowds, it was hard to see and get through, and everyone was taking pictures, and they were laughing and making jokes, and I'm crying, and then they're like, oh, it was anyway. But
anyway, so yeah, we get to the bottom. You know, the ambulance guy, you know, he asked if we're okay. And we get to the top, and I just want to find Stephanie and say, look, it's okay, everything's fine now. I find the organizer first, and everybody was very apologetic, and again, we're thankful that it turned out well. Yep. And the guy that rappelled, I shook his hand and everything. Yeah. It's really nobody's fault, and out of all the things that could have gone wrong during a bungee jump, it's pretty minor. I'm glad I did it, you know. They wanted to apologize to Stephanie face to face, and I don't think she was in the mood to be apologized to.
Yeah, I just asked him kindly if we could just go home at that point.
Yeah.
I was pretty much done.
Yeah. So it's funny. So afterwards, they kind of had me and the other guys give a speech, what we thought about it.
Yeah.
But they said don't mention that part of getting stuck. They gave me a little plaque, a little award.
A little award for
the most extreme
swing rope warrior.
But it wasn't that extreme. Like, I just kind of walked off. I mean, there were guys doing flips off. And
handstands and wedding dresses.
one guy jumped off in a wedding dress.
Yeah.
And everything.
Much more extreme.
Yeah. But everybody was nice about it. I'm glad I did it. I met some really cool people that day. The other expats were awesome.
Yeah.
But most of all, Stephanie and the family, thanks for being patient and coming out and almost watching me die. So anyway, I'm glad I did it. Basically going back, before the jump, they had a little platform and a lady with the microphone, and they wanted to ask you, why did you want to do this jump? And the lady spoke English, and I told her my reasons. That, I want that adrenaline rush, and I missed that, but also that I want to show my kids that you shouldn't be afraid of things in life. Sometimes the best things come from things that you're afraid of. For instance, probably the scariest moment of my life was moving to China. Packing up 7 suitcases and getting on a one-way journey to China. Not that China is scary, but it's something that's completely unknown to us. I quit my job. We rented out our house and everything. But on the other side of that fear was probably one of the best decisions we've made in our life. And so many things in life are like that. If you just get out of your comfort zone and you go out and you do it. And that's kind of what I want to impart on my kids. So I'm still glad that I did the jump. Again, it was a good outcome. Here I am today, and it's fine.
We've learned from it.
Yeah. So another thing why we wanted to do this too is to explain a next leap of faith in our life that we're doing. We're going to take another leap of faith that's big and it's a little bit scary, but we want to share that with you guys.
And based upon our history and what we just shared with you, and what you've also been able to follow us along on, are when we take those steps and when we get outside of our comfort zone and when we face fears that we may or may not have. David always says, there's greatness beyond that, and there's experiences that you never even thought, and they stretch you and they challenge you, but they're also the most amazing things that you can go through and that you can experience. And so based upon our history and what we've done, we felt ready to take another leap of faith, and just trusting and knowing that beyond that is something amazing. And so we would like to announce to you, to everyone, to our friends and family, and that our next step of faith is we are adopting a little boy from China. We are so excited about this journey. We are just very excited to share with you that we have just completed all of our home study documents, and we've turned those in, and we are begun this journey, and it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be met with many challenges, especially with being here in China as expats. There are a lot of hurdles that need to be climbed and jumped over, and there's also, just with the current climate and travel and things like that, there's a lot of questions of how is this going to be possible? When is this going to be possible? And we don't know when or how, but we do know that this is what's next for us and our family, and we are so excited that beyond all of these fearful things and all of these unknown things and uncomfortable sometimes situations and struggles, that the greatest thing awaiting for us is being united with our son and getting to hold him and add another beautiful, wonderful child to our family. And we are so excited to announce that to you, and we invite you, our friends and our family, to follow along on this journey with us. We'll continue to post videos about updates and things along the way, as well as just the fun things that we're doing and the adventures that we're still on. But we just also wanted to let you know that anything that you could do to help would be to like and share our videos with friends and people. All the income that we get from these videos, we're just putting towards our adoption fund. So share our videos, like them, and all that money is just going to go towards bringing our little guy home.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and if this video, if there's anything I could say to you guys, is get out of your comfort zone. Life is a big adventure, and it's a fun one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll keep you updated.
All right, see you next time.